Welcome to the Salt Strong Podcast, disrupting fishing entertainment as you know it. Prepare to laugh. Prepare to get to know fishing legends in a whole new and unfiltered way. And on occasion, you might even learn a thing or two about fishing. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
What in the heck is Salt Strong? Hey everybody, Joe Simons. Like diamonds?
Hey, I'm Luke Simons.
Like diamonds. We've heard a lot of questions over the 10 years we've been doing this, and even more recently about, man, what is Salt Strong? I'll give you an example. We're doing a lot of renovations at our house. One of the things that we're doing outside of the house is getting all of our trees. We got quite a few oak trees that needed to be trimmed. It's been a long time, and hired this guy. His name's Dylan. Dylan, if you're listening, I appreciate you. Did an awesome job. And he saw my hat and he's like, hey, I've heard your voice and seen some of the ads. Like you're the app guy, the Salt Strong fishing app guy. And I was like, well, yeah. I was like, but it's way more than just a fishing app. And he's like, oh, really? He's like, I had no idea. I've heard you guys. I just always assumed you were a fishing app. And I saw it again just recently. One of our members was out at a boat ramp in Florida, ran into someone who saw his Salt Strong decal, I guess, on his cooler and his kayak. And he's like, oh, yeah, you must use that app. And our member was like, yeah, I do use the app, but it's like way, way, way bigger than that. I mean, it's community and the tackle discounts and the education, the camaraderie. Obviously, the tech side is a big piece of it, but it's a really, really small piece of it in the big scheme of things. And we continue to hear these type of questions like, man, what is Salt Strong over and over again? So we wanted the two co-founders here to get on here and just address it. And so, Luke, I'll kick off by just saying it is an inshore saltwater fishing club, first and foremost. So it is a club that happens to have a couple of different legs, three in particular. We're going to talk about each one. Luke's actually scrolling through the community. So I put community up there. That's kind of how it all started, as a community of anglers. And it's not just for beginners. It's more weekend warriors is probably the biggest bulk. And then you do have beginners and you have full-time guides. We have hundreds of full-time guides who are paying members. Some are in here, giving fishing reports every single week. So you got the community and the education part of it. That's one leg. You have the tackle. So we have discounts on tackle all year long, every day. We do tackle testers where we send out free tackle every month. We have free Slam Shady every single month. And if you're a member and you're not taking advantage of this, it literally pays for your membership if you do nothing else but just get the free tackle we send to you every month. We did the numbers in the last 12 months, and it more than paid for your entire membership just on the free stuff that we're shipping out. Yeah, that's the tackle piece of it. Go for it, Luke.
Yeah, it was a tackle tester part. Here's a post from Troy, Wake Mullet Sleigh Ride. So he's testing out, one of the members who are testing out the Wake Mullet this month, catching a big old overslot reds. Nobody's got Reese's cups in there. It's pretty funny.
But, Reese's cups and sun drop. And if you scroll back up, Luke, so that was 17 hours ago, and he's in Wilmington, North Carolina. A lot of people think too, oh, Salt Strong is just a Florida fishing club or a Florida fishing app. That couldn't be any farther from the truth. So to reiterate, I haven't done the third one yet, but we got education. I throw community in there as well, just all the ways that we're helping each other become better, regardless of your skill level. And then you have the tackle, and then you have the tech. And the tech came last. We're doing it in that order because the tech did come last, meaning smart fishing spots and these algorithms and all the things that we're doing to help anglers find the fish faster. That was really kind of the last piece of it. So to reiterate, we're an online fishing club. I guess I can't even say online anymore because that has changed. Now we've got chapters that are meeting face to face, but we're an inshore saltwater fishing club that does help people catch more fish, save money on tackle, meet other friends, get education, etc. And look, I think some of the confusion probably happened because of you and I pivoting so many times in the early years when we didn't even know what Salt Strong was. We knew we wanted to help people. That has been
we always
mission from day one. Yep.
Yeah, we always had just the core foundation is just to have this Salt Strong be the place that inshore fishermen go to get better at catching fish, particularly redfish, sea trout, snook, flounder, and that's always been the core drive. And then it started as just having online courses. Then we started the club. Then members were having trouble getting the tackle recommended, so we've started the tackle store. And then the app was really, we realized, okay, people just need help finding spots. So that's when we eventually made the app, which we'll transition to now. This is the software that has a layer that's Smart Spots. And so this literally shows for any given time, you can use the tides weather. So any given time and tide cycle, you can see these spots are changing around based on based on what's happening, based on condition. So it's all about helping you find the best spots possible based on the conditions, which is what we all need to be doing to consistently catch redfish, sea trout, snook.
Yep. So we've added on a lot of things, and even to take a step back even further, Luke, we started off selling apparel, right? Because we had a YouTube channel. We were teaching fishing education, and we were making our own little hats and performance shirts, and people were like, "Hey, I'm going to support you guys and kind of support your YouTube channel and your blog. Can I buy some apparel?" All of a sudden, we were selling $50,000 a month of apparel. We're like, "Well, man, we're an apparel company that helps people catch fish," but that it just wasn't true to what we wanted to be. We really wanted to focus on education. We love creating content. We love helping people, and we love the community part of it. That's really, really special to us. I think it's probably the most powerful thing if for the members who use it. You're probably shaking your head as you're listening or watching this, that the members who were in that community every day, Luke was just scrolling through it. I mean, you scrolled through it for the first 5 minutes of this podcast, and you're still within 24 hours, I believe. It was 36 hours of all the posts that have happened. There's new posts going up constantly, and there's full-time guides in there who are helping and answering questions. And there's some really experienced locals who are going in or fishing every day and helping. And it's probably the most special thing, because it's really, really tough to recreate something that's like that, where you have people who are helpful. There's no cursing, there's no negativity, no belittling. If there is, we just kick you out and give you your money back. And we have done that a handful of times over the years. And this app that Luke is scrolling, if you're watching right now, he's scrolling through Smart Fishing Spots app, and he started in Texas, went down across the Gulf, all the way around Florida, and now is up in South Carolina, heading up to Virginia. And these spots continue to keep showing. And now we even have David, who's a pro up in that Maryland area, and he's doing fishing reports and helping put more spots up there, way past Virginia now, so way past the Chesapeake. I mean, it's really, really cool how this continues to grow and evolve. And I do think some of that confusion is we have tacked on a lot of cool stuff over the years, and there are some members who like certain pieces better than others, right? There's some people who just use it for the tackle. They're experienced. They don't need maybe Smart Spots or don't need the education, and they just love the tackle discounts. We have some that just love the community and some that just love Smart Spots. So almost depending on who you're talking to, they might say, yeah, it's that club I use for the app, or it's just an app company. But at the end of the day, just wanted to put it out there because it seems to be some confusion. We are a fishing club that happens to kind of specialize in helping fishermen, inshore fishermen in particular, from Texas to that Maryland area, let's just say, find fish faster and save money on your tackle, and hopefully meet some awesome friends as well.
Yeah, and I'll add too, I'm up towards North Virginia now, and so all these highlighted areas, those are all manually entered in from a professional who has gone on the map and said, hey, this is going to be a good spot, and they list the conditions, when the spot's good, season, even go down to wind direction, wind speed on when the spots get better and worse. And the system will go through and then show that to you again based on whatever time of day that you're using. So this isn't some sort of AI fluff. Each one of these were manually put in with the key drivers on when they're good and when they're not.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I think that's also probably misunderstood. People are like, oh, it's AI doing these, or got something. No, like, these are hand-picked spots from pros. We don't let just any member do it. You have to be one of our pros or someone that we've hired who fishes those waters to highlight exact areas for specific days and times, and essentially certain variables where that spot will show up at a different color, sometimes disappear altogether, based on what's happening with wind and temperature, water temperature, all the things, structure. We know where the app is so smart, it knows where the oysters are, it knows where the docks are, it can see all the stuff that's there. It is really, really, really cool. Which is why there's nothing like it. Before we spend too much time on that, I want to kind of start with education, Luke, because that's where we started. And if you don't mind, we already show the community a little bit, maybe kind of get back in there and go to menu and let's show like the mini courses and the cheat sheets. I don't think, actually, I know most of our members don't even know this stuff is there, and it is incredibly valuable. The people who are using it are like, oh my gosh, you guys should talk about this more. And I think because we have so many things to talk about, we forget about it. But like these mini courses, some of these are the full mastery course.
Yeah, these top levels all mastery. We have the finding spots course, position and approach. This is a crucial one for everybody. It's nothing worse than putting yourself in a good spot, but approaching it improperly to spook everything before you catch them.
Huge.
We have details on specific species, redfish, we have live bait, flounder, catching bait. A lot of people struggle with that. Beach fishing, bucktail, canal fishing, basically you name it, it's in there. Even some help finding, or I should say, using fish finders. So we'll kind of go through, and all these are mastery courses, which means that there's a full curriculum. There's various modules, each which has many videos. That's really just a deep dive. Even night fishing mastery, pier fishing. If you're going to go after pompano, red drum, red snapper, so some offshore stuff too. We got the red snapper, the mahi, grouper, tarpon. It's a really cool one here, underwater bait forensics, which actually studies how the bait looks and acts underwater, so that we can all just maximize our results. And now that we passed all the main courses, now we have the mini courses, and these are basically like 4 to 5 videos. These are kind of quick, obviously much deeper dive than like a YouTube video, but it's not like a full master. You can basically do them all in probably 15 minutes or less. And you can see how target trophy redfish.
For the people who are listening, kind of read some of these out.
Yeah, we have nearshore summer snapper, just mastering paddle tails. We have teamed up with Captain Dylan Hubbard for offshore nearshore fishing. Even getting down to specifics. So a lot of people struggle after cold fronts. Let's go ahead and do a mini course. I went down south fishing with Captain Justin Napier, another member, and did a deep dive and showed how to catch a ton of fish after cold fronts. Those looking to do Ned rigs, kind of more unique type stuff. Got a mini course on that. Sheep's head, and slam spots. Yeah, Tony dissected Mosquito Lagoon more than anybody ever, and documented it. Where if you're fishing anywhere near Mosquito Lagoon, this is an absolute game changer. Knowing exactly where the fish move throughout the season, with a lot of really cool footage in there.
And dude, you're skipping some really cool one, like that side imaging. If you're, and he did it even on a kayak and then showed one on a canoe. But if you're getting into using electronics for the first time and don't know how to use side imaging, the YouTube can be confusing. It's a lot of bass guys showing their crazy, their crazy electronics. This is like super easy on like a basic level, a piece of electronics, and it is so helpful. And then above it, how to find those big schools of red drum and black drum. Like that's one of my favorite. I learned a ton on that one. I mean, it's everyone's dream, right? Is to see the ones you see on TV or on YouTube where it's got 500 big drum in it. Like, how do I find those and fish those? And Peter Deek shows both. Really, really cool. So every one of these, I want to be clear, because this might cause confusion. Every one of these mini courses, there's 30, I think now, is free to members. You can only see these if you're a member. You won't see this out on YouTube. It's only for insider members. On the full mastery courses, some of those are free to members. The rest you have to buy or upgrade to VIP to just get unlimited use of all of them. So I just want to make that clear. Some of those top ones that we talked about, you do have to pay for, just pay a one-time price and upgrade to VIP, but you have to be a member either way to get access to these. And the reason is, well, some of these we spent $30,000, $40,000 like in an individual course with the guide and obviously the photographers, et cetera. It was crazy expensive. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And some of these we're still paying some of these pros, based on the deal. And so that is the reason that we do have to charge for some of these. But once again, you could pay a crazy low price. It was like $150, I believe, to upgrade to VIP and just get all of them for as long as you're a member. You get them for life, including all new ones as well.
Yeah, and if you're interested in these courses, we're going back to basically the mastery ones have this little logo on it, And just like everything we do, if it has a satisfaction guarantee, so you can get the course, you have it for life. And if somehow you don't think it's awesome, I think it's at least within the first 6 months, just let us know and you get a full refund. We're not here to, we just want to make sure that you truly do get every dime's worth. I can't remember anybody actually asking a return, but it's there if you need it.
All right, let's go to cheat sheets, because that's another one. I think if you on this page, if you go to that top, that little hamburger menu, you see cheat sheets right there. See it? Yep, right below courses. So guys, this to me, another one that is so underutilized. If you just scroll down, Luke, you can see some, but like the Lewis-Fletcher matrix, the pairing, there's a cheat sheet for every main species. And this is not like the boring typical stuff you're going to see up there on some PDF on Google. Like, this is really, really in depth. It's the reason we don't have it out there. And all well done. Some of them are just 1 or 2 pages. Some are we're trying to keep them as short as possible. Hopefully, just all one page. But we're trying to give you everything you would want to know about any of this stuff, from the best knots to some of these other how to. Some of these are the ebooks as well. It is just amazing how much knowledge, decades and decades of knowledge is on this one page. So if you haven't been there and you're a member watching this or listening, make sure to check out the cheat sheets. And we're adding new stuff too throughout the year. So, and we'll update some of it as need be. So make sure to bookmark that page.
Yeah, these are and each one of these, again, Joe mentioned, they're short. You can print them out. A lot of members print them out. Sometimes some even print them and put them in that waterproof lining so they can have on their boat. It's just nice and handy if you're having a tough day or have a question. Just have it there at your side. Or obviously, it's available from your phone or any device as long as you have internet connection. So yeah, very, very good, very valuable intel in this page.
Yep. And then if you have specific questions, that's where you would go to the community, which is where Luke started. The community is only for members. As I mentioned, the public can't see it. There's no cursing, no negativity. You're not going to get smart aleck replies. It's very, very helpful. It's very, very positive. And you're going to get legit, real answers from real people, not some avatar on Facebook group. It's just night and day difference. So make sure to use this. You can obviously go show off your catches and your fishing reports, post questions, meetups. We're now doing chapters. You see a little thing for chapters on there as well. And much intel.
Yeah, and there's now we have over 60,000 members that span wide area geographically. If you do want to see like fishing reports, whenever I go to a new area, really even my home areas, I'll get on here and I'll just filter down to whichever area that I'm going to be going to. Like tomorrow, I'm going to be going up, explore some new waters up this way. So you can filter down all the posts to that specific zone. So now I can see just from people in that area, just to see what's trending, what species are hitting. This one, another wake mullet. So Earl was testing out wake mullet up there in that zone. So, okay, now I know, okay, boom, I better have the wake mullet ready to rock.
That was from 5 hours ago. I don't know if you noticed that, but everything you're seeing so far was in the last 24 hours. That was 14 hours. So these are not things that happened 10 years ago. This just happened in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, we even mentioned discounts. Sportsman's Guide is another great discount program that's available through the Insider Club. A lot of members save a ton of money on their hunting, camping, even ammo through Sportsman's Guide. So a lot, basically this is all something that we just wish was available when we were going through and just excited about fishing, but really weren't confident, weren't consistently catching fish, and we needed a bunch of equipment. Like, had we had this software, we'd have been catching fish faster, and with all these discounts, we would have saved a ton of money on equipment.
Yeah, let's hit the discounts last. Well, let's go back to Smart Fishing Spots, and I don't want to highlight everything, but let's highlight what people miss, and that's kind of the point of this. If you're not a member, we're trying to tell you what it's all about, and if you are, I want you to know probably things you're missing. And Luke, like I don't know if you want to share your personal catch log, but let's talk about the waypoints and the catch log and the power of that, and the fact you could import all of your old pictures and build a catch log that is designed for you never have to think about it again. It's going to tell you, hey, Bob, you've been catching redfish every October, on a incoming tide around these areas. You might want to go back and do it again. It is so, so valuable if you use it the right way.
Yeah. So basically we have a catch log, which is a catch log feature, which is the easiest way to catch a catch log that at least I've ever seen. And all you have to do is literally just import your pictures from your camera. The only caveat is that is obviously the pictures need to be taken from your phone, and you just need to make sure that you haven't blocked the metadata when you took the picture. So I went down to Cape Coral, first time ever down there. I used Smart Fishing Spots I was just trying some new areas. So this was inside a Smart Fishing Spot, my first time there. And I was throwing this lure that I recommend everybody uses, the Prawn Junior. This is what we mentioned is just a core essential. So if I'm going to new areas, I'm using a core foundational lure that always catches fish, as long as I put myself in a good spot. And I was actually trying to catch redfish and snook, and I'm catching this really nice sheep's head. Actually one of the biggest sheep's that I've ever caught. That was the Prawn Junior on the weedless football jig. So I had a rig weedless, punching up under the mangroves, and caught that sheep's head, and then I caught a redfish right about here, and then I caught about 5 or 6 snook along this shoreline too. I didn't take pictures of all of them.
So going back to that one, so look, if you can zoom back on that sheep's head. So that's what it's going to look like to you, because I want to make sure this is very clear. Yep. You can see underneath privacy, it says private. You can decide to share it with one person, two, or everyone. Most people keep them private. And so when you do that, it's going to pull up. I mean, that's the exact GPS spot where Luke caught that fish. So pretty cool, because in a year from now, he's not going to remember exactly where it was. It shows you where you caught it on the tide, what the weather was doing. It gives you a little summary there. And only you can see this. So no one else is going to be able to see this. I want to make sure that's super, super clear. But as you get more catches and or go import all your old ones, you have all this data at your fingertips in one place. And you can see on the top right, there's all these little filters. You can filter it by month or by season, by what the tide's doing, by the temperature's doing. So much data here. And I don't think enough people know about this. For whatever reason, maybe we've just done a poor job of talking about it. But if you start using this, and the people that do use it, I swear by, they're like, man, this is the most valuable thing I have in this tech. So make sure to use that.
Yeah, and check it. Just the power of Smart Fishing Spots too, right? Check this out. I was fishing another smart spot, and this was a solid snook. So same thing, same lure.
I was giving away all your spots here, dude.
This is spots are dime a dozen, man. There's a million others. It's not and same thing, right? All it is, I uploaded the picture, took 2 seconds, and it logged the location, it logged the weather, the tides, and again, then we can use it for, like, all these different things are all different filters that we can make on it. And what we're also going to do is start logging the height of the tide, so that we can filter down, okay, where we're catching fish when it was between 0 and 1 foot, and really fine tune our catch data. So this is only beginning, but it's already pretty awesome.
So cool. Yep. And so that's all right there inside the app. It's on, obviously Luke's on desktop as we're recording this, so it automatically goes to your desktop as well. And those are for your eyes only. So that's the main thing I wanted to share that I think it's missed, maybe not used enough. Do you have anything else, Luke, that, I mean, there's
a lot of people say, hey, I don't have a boat or a kayak, so this doesn't apply to me. And absolutely, like, if you don't have a boat or kayak, like, this is even more important, because we really teach the science about how to predict where the fish are going to be based on conditions. And if you have a boat or a kayak, you have a lot of flexibility to be wrong and still catch some fish. But if you're wade fishing, you have to be good. Like, you need to be choosing good spots that are actually going to have fish. Otherwise, you're going to have a high risk of getting skunked. And one part, we have the public lands layer. So there are all the public lands are highlighted in green. You can even see some details about who owns it, access details. But more importantly, it's as far as our just weekly game plans that we give every single Friday. We have a weekend game plan that's all done through the community feed. And that's where we have professionals really scattered around the entire, from Texas all the way up to Virginia, that we showed before. And we just go through and highlight the trends that have been happening so that you can look for the same types of zones when you go out fishing to make sure that you're maximize your time in the best spots. That's something that a lot of people miss out on. And a lot of, again, we do have a lot of, like Wader Dave he actually had a really nice boat for a long time and realized he was catching more fish wading. Like if you know how to find where the fish are and you can get to it by foot, you're going to catch more fish than everybody else, because there's no better way to sneak up on the biggest, smartest fish than wading. And if you look at Wader Dave's feed, you'll see a very good testimony of how having a kayak or a boat is not needed at all for saltwater fishing. For bass fishing, yes, a lot of bigger bass hang further away from the shorelines. Saltwater is not that way at all. A lot of the biggest fish actually feed in the shallow water, so are very accessible by foot. And this platform is just as good for wading than as anything else.
Absolutely. And before we move on to tackle, I want to mention chapters, because that is another new thing. I mentioned it just briefly, and my thoughts got derailed for some reason. Maybe it's from this pain in my arm. But the chapters are really, really powerful. So if you want to take your questions and or your love of community to another level, we have chapters now in every one of our major states. There's, I believe, 30 now total, scattered all over Florida and Texas, Carolinas, Georgia, everywhere in between. And it is a great place to go meet others, especially get a lot of people that move. Hey, we just retired, moved down from Michigan or New Jersey or whatever it is, and I want to meet some other people, or I want to talk to some locals. And they have experts come in, usually guides and other local experts, talking about what's working and where to find fish. You can win free stuff. Just a great way to go meet awesome people, and that's all found inside the community. Any sort of trash cleanup or meetups or little expos or whatever we're doing is all there in the community.
And I'll add too that we also have a meetup feature where, even though it's not a formalized chapter, where members just host meetups, like, hey, I'm fishing from this boat ramp on this day. Just if you want to meet up and chat, meet, chat, and tell some fish catching stories afterwards or before. Like it happens frequently too. I've been to a handful, and they've always been fun. It's just, it's always a pleasure just meeting people who have a passion for saltwater fishing. And this club is the biggest network of inshore saltwater anglers ever created. And again, just something that I wish
in the whole universe.
Whole universe. Yeah, something I just wish was around 20 years ago when we were just learning things the hard way.
Yeah, because at first we thought we're the biggest in the South, and we're like, whoa, we're the biggest in America. And the more research we did, we're the biggest inshore saltwater fishing club in the world. And then we're like, whoa, it's bigger than that. It's the biggest one in the universe. So unless anyone knows anything different, let's talk about tackle. Tackle is something that we kind of bolted on. Luke teased it earlier, probably 5 years ago. We got, I think it was once we had like 25,000 members at the time or so, and people are like, well, hey man, we should be big enough to go get some of these tackle discounts. Why the heck are we paying full price for all of our tackle? And we agreed, and we did reach out to quite a few of the big manufacturers and found that, yeah, we do have enough members to have our own tackle store. And it has evolved like everything that we've done over time. Luke, if you can pull it up, it's at fishstrong.com. One thing that's really unique that we wanted to be different than, let's just say, all the big box stores and even just some of the local stores, what always drove me crazy is I continued to work on my fishing game. And I know, Luke, you're the same way, is we spent so much money, just whatever the, talking head on the fishing TV show, because the fishing TV shows, I love those guys personally as friends, but in terms of being helpful, they're not that helpful. Like most of them are, actually all of them are paid for by sponsored manufacturers that just want them to help sell more stuff. And I get it. That's the business. It's fine. But what we were doing is every time we saw something new on a TV show or, a magazine, we just go buy it. And all of a sudden you're just buying a bunch of stuff. And when you go into any of the big box tackle stores and you have to have an entire row, like a 28-foot wide row of just jig heads or just jerk shads, like, holy smokes, talk about overwhelm. There's no way these can all be great for you. So we want to do the opposite and keep it very, very small in terms of the selection, and only put the stuff that we have proven through our community and through our pros have proven to work in different areas. So yes, we do add stuff. Many times we add stuff, we like to take away something that maybe isn't working is good. And so we don't want 1,000 paddle tails. We want to have a handful that work really, really well. Same with line, same with rods, same with reels. So we're just trying to simplify it. We believe that there is so much confusion and overwhelm. I can't even imagine if you were a new angler and walked into a large store, let's just say one of the big box stores. I don't want to call out names, but imagine walking to a big box store as a newbie trying to figure out what you should buy. I mean, I wouldn't even, I'd walk out so confused. And same with watching YouTube videos. I mean, you could watch 10 YouTube videos and get 10 different answers. So all that to be said, we are trying to simplify it. Luke's going through some of these bundles, just trying to give you everything you need in like one click of a button. So helpful.
Yeah, the two goals with this is to simplify, number one, and then also to save money. And these bundles are a good way to do that. So like spring bundle, people get confused with what lures to use. And so we, based on our own testing as well as just feedback from members, these lures in the spring bundle, these are the top of the top, where if you just have this collection of just 4 lures, you're going to be able to be ready for pretty much any condition that you can come across during the spring to catch some fish. So you don't have to have a whole tackle store for worth like I used to think I needed. And then same for rods, reels. We've gone out, done a lot of research and even testing. We're even coming out with some of our own products. If there's a gap in the industry, we'll just go out and try to fill it. And like this travel rod is amazing. It's a 3-piece travel rod that has 2 extra sections, so you can customize your power and your action based on if you're throwing live bait and or what size lure or bait that you're using. You can basically customize everything even while traveling. So and I don't know if Joe mentioned it before, but all these items other than reels, but everything other than reels is 20% off or more for members. So it's huge savings across the board. And even on the reels, this Otis, this is we can't do discounts on third-party reels. We have reels from a lot of the biggest manufacturers, but the one that we did ourselves, the Otis, then you get members get $50 off. So we just try to make sure that members can more than cover their dues simply by buying the normal stuff they're already buying.
Yeah, and you're not logged in right now, FYI, so you're not seeing the insider price. But earlier he was on the bundles, and just like the one rod and reel and line bundle, I mean I think it's $160 off. So I mean, in just one purchase of our top selling rod, reel, and some line, you're saving $160. The club costs $97 for the whole year, FYI. So in one purchase, you've already paid for the entire club and then some, a year and a half actually. And so that is the goal. If you're shopping in here, that you never pay full retail again, you're getting stuff that is proven to work, that is simplified, to make sure that you're not having to have a bunch of tackle that you're never going to use or just doesn't work. And then every month we have a tackle tester program. And that is where you'll get a little email from us. We send an email to all of our members at the beginning of the month, and you get some piece of tackle, like this past month or the month before, it was the Skinny Lipper, $12 lure, completely for free. Sometimes it'll be a new color or a larger design or a smaller design that we're trying to test. So you'll get something, let's just say like that, like $12 for free. And then a pack of Slam Shady. You get to pick what Slam Shady paddle tail you want. So that's another $6. So in that case, $18 of free tackle being shipped out to you. And that's happening every single month. So you can do the math. Let's just average down to be conservative. It was $15. That also pays for your membership. If you do nothing else, if you don't even use Smart Fishing Spots or need education or do anything else, if you just took advantage of the tackle tester and the free Slam Shady, it would more than pay for your membership and then some.
Yeah, I'll mention too, just to do everything to make it as easy as possible for success. So for every lure, especially soft plastics, we give the recommended rigging items there. And also we have mini courses for all of our lures. So for and they're all linked from the product page. So I'm just clicking from the product page, going to an article that shows exactly how to make the most, get the most results out of the prawn lures, the Prawn USA lures for rigging, both weedless and non-weedless. See retrieve data on just maximize retrieve, skipping our docks. This lure skipped under docks for mangroves is absolutely insane. Even for going out on the reefs too. We have tips for rattles if you want to do rattles. So basically everything you'd possibly need, including storage, right? How to just make sure to maximize every cent you pay with your tackle. That is our goal, because that is our core mission. Our core 2 promises are you're going to catch more fish than ever before while saving money on all the tackle you need. And so we do all that we can to make sure that every cent that you spend on tackle gets used wisely.
And you mentioned that we have a mini course. Make sure you guys, so you're not confused, it's not the same as the mini courses we showed you earlier. A lot of times it'll just be a very in-depth blog post that has some videos from YouTube, which is why you might have said YouTube. So after you guys said mini courses, we're not there. So that it is different. I think Luke was just trying to say it was like a mini course.
Correct.
But very, very helpful. I mean, it would, once again, it's what a lot of these big tackle stores should be doing instead of just having so much selection. I mean, I think most consumers be like, man, just tell me what works, what I need to get, and show me how to use it. And that's what we're trying to do with every single thing that we provide. So hope that was helpful. I know we went a little bit longer than we thought, but we have a lot to talk about. And I think that's why there is some confusion when someone hears that question, what is Salt Strong? And you hear a bunch of different answers, including, I think they're an apparel company. It's because we have evolved over the years and will continue to evolve. I'm sure in a couple of years, probably have to do another one to kind of update this, because I'm sure I know we'll be adding on some stuff. Cool part is once you're a member, you're in, and you lock in your price for forever. When we've never once raised prices on existing members, and that's been our promise. We have changed prices around over time on new members coming in. So if you're on the fence, get in now. It is guaranteed. All annual plans are guaranteed for that first year. If you don't think it's worth it, let us know. We'll give you your money back. No questions asked. But majority of people do stick around for many years. Some we've had now going on 9-10 years. I think we had our first round of people hit that 10 years because that's how long we've been doing it. Really, really cool and really, really special. So I know, Luke, I speak for you. We want to thank all of you members who make this possible. It really is a unique club and a unique community. It's unlike anything else because we have a very large Facebook group too. I think we have one of the largest saltwater fishing Facebook groups in the country. Not very proud of that. Just because it's just negativity and there's people advertising stuff. It's all the things that we don't like about Facebook groups and cursing and just belittling, where this is the opposite and just really, really good people. We've got to meet a ton of you over the years at events and just out and about, seeing you at boat ramps and stuff. And it really is an amazing group. So regardless if you are a weekend warrior, like probably the majority of people, or a newbie, or just getting back into it from years of not fishing, if you retired and moved down here, you got a boat, don't have a boat, got a kayak, whatever it is, if you're from Texas or Tennessee and you come down to Panama City a few times a year, we have people that are in your shoes and have basically been what you're going through or where you're trying to get. And we would love to help you out, love to help you save time, save money, and catch a whole lot more fish. So come join us at saltstrong.com, and then fishstrong.com is that tackle store. Anything else, Luke?
I think we covered it. Yeah, honestly, as always. Yeah, any questions, as always, just leave it. We have a comment section down below. We are actively looking in it, so we will gladly help clear up any possible confusion or even ideas on things to add to the community. Joe mentioned before, we're always looking for ways to make it better, and that's how this whole thing has gone. We've just been listening to members, and then adding the things that are actually possible, and we have a long list of to dos as well. So just the beginning.
Yep. So thank you guys so much. And we will talk to you on the next episode. Peace. 'Cause fishing, it's in my soul. It was passed down to me from the days of old. You'll find us on the water if there was a way. It's been said my papa, he wrote the book on catching big reds and 20-pound snook. I wish I knew all the things he knew today, for he's the reason why we are this way, and he put fishing in our soul.